Hello everybody. If this is your first go round raising baby chickens, it is important to know that for their first week of life, they need a consistent warm temperature of between 95 and 100 degrees. After that, you can gradually reduce the heat, but I'll show you what my husband has set up. It's really easy. So he just made this and he put a little screw in here so that we can adjust the lamp. So in a week or two, I'll raise the lamp up to this notch, and then a week or two later, I'll raise it up to this one. You also want to make sure that they have good, clean bedding. We normally use cedar chips, but this time around, we're using hay. You also want to make sure that their food you're giving them is specific for baby chickens. And the protein, you want to look for about 20% protein in there. You also want to make sure that they have fresh, clean water. As they get bigger, they will start playing around their little coop and making a mess of things. So it's really important that you're cleaning out their coop or their bedding, wherever you have them, quite frequently, especially depending on how many chickens you have. The more you have, obviously, the quicker it's going to be dirtier. My husband says if you don't clean it out, it smells like a petting zoo in your house, and nobody wants that. And I want to show you something else that you want to look for. Come here, baby. Come here. No, I'm sorry. Come here. I'm sorry. You also want to keep an eye out for them clogging up. They can get what's called pasty butt, and it basically clogs them up, and it could kill them. So all you want to do, and I'll show you here in a moment, is, hi buddy, is gently rinse them off under some warm water. You got to make sure it's not too hot or too cold, and it's going to freak them out, but it's important that you clean it off. Hi, buddy. Hi, Luna. Hi, yo, baby. We gotta go clean you off. Yeah, we gotta go clean you off. They're so cute. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I gotta clean you. Make sure to clean them off really well, and then you can dry them off. Okay, now that I got Miss Luna cleaned off, it's safe to put her back in her pen. Come on, little baby. Ready? You want to be gentle, they're just babies. So you want to keep babies inside, or at least somewhere away from the cold or drafty areas, for about 6 weeks. And at about 6 weeks, they are safe to go outside in their coop. Depending on how friendly or social you want your birds, the more you socialize with them, the more friendly and tame they will be. The less you socialize with them, the more, I don't want to say skittish, but the more they could care less if you're out in your yard. I know I practice my calls with my birds. Typically I just go, hey girls, and all my chickens come running. They know my call. And it's important that if you want to socialize your baby chicks, that when you're approaching their pen or their coop, that you quietly call out to them. They'll get used to your voice and they'll get used to your call, and you won't startle them as much when you're coming to handle them or visit them. I also don't force myself upon the chickens. I want them to get used to me. So after I call them, I can put my hand out and pet them, or you can even put some food in your hand and just hold it in the coop. And they'll eventually learn to trust you, and they'll come and start eating out of your hand. And once they start sitting in your hand, you know that they're comfortable with you, and it's okay to pick them up and handle them more. Baby birds also like to be pet on their chest and on their neck, right under their beak. So once they get used to that, they'll actually come over to you wanting to be pet. And it's also important to note that you make sure you immediately wash your hands after handling chickens or baby chicks, because their droppings could contain salmonella and they're walking around in it, so it could also be on their feet or their beaks. So immediately wash your hands, that way you don't run the risk of getting salmonella.